The government's welfare reforms were back in the headlines this week with news that women on the DPB and their daughters will be offered long-term contraception. The idea came from the Welfare Reform Working Group, and one of its members is the CEO of Te Tohu o Te Oro o Ngāti Awa, Enid Rātahi Praia. Tēnā rā koe.
Tēnā koe.
The contraception recommendation, beneficiary bashing?
Absolutely not. This is about our young people. It is about young parents who are coming into the system and being trapped in a system of long-term welfare dependency. The recommendation is about providing family planning information that can empower young people to make informed decisions about their future. This is about the opportunities that they have, not what they have not in the welfare system. So we're talking about a young person choosing to stay in education, in which case free access to contraception will enable them to have a sustainable education outcome. That's got to be good. I don't see any bashing in that.
So there are young Māori making a career of being on a DPP?
Well, that's the view of some people. I mean, for Māori, one of the issues for us is that of those people receiving a domestic purpose benefit, 41% are Māori women. Now, the issue is not really about are they making a career out of it. The issue is how do we change that statistic? How do we support Māori women into alternative lifestyles? For example, again, let's look at education. Let's keep our young women in education and let's support them to find alternative options. I don't think it's a career. Surely nobody would want a career in the welfare system. We've got to change that. Welfare reform is about changing the mindset of not only those people who are stuck in the system, but New Zealanders as a whole.
Colin Craig, the leader of the Conservative Party, was just on Q&A earlier, still pushing his agenda that the taxpayer shouldn't have to pay for promiscuous women.
Well, it's not about promiscuous women, and I think those sort of comments should stay in the jury's box from which they came. This is more about, again, empowering our women and providing them with access to free contraception that, again, can change their lives and give them alternatives.
Another recommendation your group came up with was putting parental obligations onto beneficiaries, such as requiring them to immunise their children. Can you tell us more about that idea?
Well, immunisation isn't one recommendation. There are a raft of recommendations that go with immunisation. So, for example, young parents and people who are bringing up children on a benefit need to have a raft of solutions. For example, an obligation such as ensuring that our tamariki are attending school. Making sure that our tamariki are registered with a tamariki order provider, a plunket provider, making sure that our young children are accessing good health services, and immunisation is one of those initiatives. It's not one, but a raft of initiatives. So immunisation is choice. You don't have to take up immunisation, but the point is at least it's being offered. Again, it's all about informed choice, and it's all about making sure that tamariki are getting the best that they can get within a system that quite frankly isn't working.
But Paula Bennett has signalled this week that she's interested in this recommendation about immunisation. Isn't this penalising beneficiaries?
Penalising them in what way?
In terms of the government may take control of the benefit if they don't immunise their children.
Well, it's certainly not about the government taking control. It's about a reciprocal obligation. If you are in receipt of a benefit and you have tamariki being brought up in a benefit-dependent home, being brought up in poverty, it's what are some of the solutions, what are some of the things we need to look at to ensure that our tamariki are not put into the same long-term benefit dependency trap that perhaps the parents have got themselves caught up in. Immunisation, again, is an option. We're not saying you have to immunise, but it's about informed choice.
Now, your rōpū came up with 100 recommendations. What are some of the other recommendations you'd like to see the government pursue?
Well, I think in terms of the welfare state, the current system is not working. 1/3 of Māori who are capable of working are on a benefit. Now that's absolutely shocking to accept that 33% of our population are going to be dependent on a benefit is simply not good enough. The recommendations that I would like to see that haven't yet come out are the more specific recommendations about where is Māori leadership in this entire policy debate, where are they in the decision making. The Welfare Working Group put out recommendations specifically targeted at Māori leadership, asking that Māori leaders be part of the policy making, asking that Māori leadership be part of the decision making and take some responsibility for helping and supporting our whānau out of this welfare trap.
Thank you very much, Ina. There's a lot of information there. Fantastic kōrero, and we appreciate you coming in this morning. Thank you very much.
Kia ora.
Tēnā koe.